Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing very well. I've been wanting to make this sit down video from a very long time because my past 3-4 videos were vlogs, and you guys seem to be enjoying these college vlogs quite a bit because I've received amazing engagement. Thank you so much for that. But a bunch of you reached out to me and asked me to make a video about my journey and why I decided to go to the US, how I applied, the application process, me getting here, and that is what the video is about. Just a disclaimer, I'm not trying to brag at all. I'm not saying it's a very big thing. It's just that these videos helped me a lot when I was applying, and if you are someone who aspires to study abroad, I hope they help you as well. Just for context, I am a sophomore, a second year student, an undergrad student studying at the University of Arizona. I applied to all these schools right after my 12th grade and got here last fall. That was 2023. So I'm very excited to share my journey with all of you. So let's start with when I was in high school. When I was in the 9th grade, I was really just like focusing on my studies, hanging out with friends. I didn't really get into the specifics of what exactly I wanted to do. When I got into the 10th grade, that was when COVID hit and the lockdown happened, and that really gave me a lot of time to think about, okay, what exactly do I want to do? And I always had an inclination towards science, so I knew I would like choose the science stream in my 11th grade. But then I was also really against all these competitive exams, like JEE, NEET. And no offense to anyone who's taking or has taken those exams, I just thought it was not for me because I thought there's so many other parts of my application that I would want colleges to know. Like, other than being good at studies, I loved reading. I loved doing extracurriculars, doing things other than schoolwork, and I wanted colleges to just judge me based on that and not just on an exam that I've crammed for the past 3-4 years. So I started researching about studying abroad, studying in the US, and this was also when all these study abroad influencers, Sing in USA, Avanti, Nagral, Tanisho were in their college, and they were making a lot of videos about college, which helped me a lot in my research and deciding how to apply, the application process. That was when, like in my 10th grade, was when I decided ki, okay, I want to really study abroad and go to the US. So now it was time to tell my parents. They did anticipate me going abroad further ahead. Like, they thought I'd go for my master's or for a job. They didn't expect it to come so soon. So they were kind of shocked. They were never really against it. They were just like, how are you even going to manage all this? It's very far away. You don't know anyone in the US. It's also financially a lot. But then I sat them down and I explained to them how I'm planning to do it, that I'm confident about it, how the process works, and that I would get scholarships that would cover a lot of the financial part. And then after a while, they agreed and they started supporting me, which I'm very thankful for. But then, in the 10th and 11th grade, I was focusing on my academics. I was doing as many like extracurriculars that I could, that I also enjoyed doing. And I also started preparing for the SAT. I took the SAT. I didn't do very well in it. I got a decent score, but then thankfully, most of these universities were also test optional that year because of COVID. So I didn't submit my scores for the SAT. And then I also took the Duolingo English test because you need to take an English proficiency test if you're not a native English speaker. You can take either IELTS, TOEFL or Duolingo, and I took Duolingo because, we didn't have centers for the other exams in Solapur, and they also cost a fortune. So I was like, okay, just take this. Let's take this from home. And I also got a fee waiver for this exam from a university, which is a story for another time. And I got a 140 out of 160 on that exam, which was more than enough for all the universities that I was applying to. So by the beginning of 12th grade, I had all of this sorted down, I had my transcripts from 9th to 11th grade that I took from my school. I had my extracurriculars listed down. I wrote my college essay. I started getting letters of recommendations from my teachers. I'd taken all these exams. And so I started applying as soon as the Common App applications opened, which was, I think, the first week of August. I applied to 4 colleges in the first week itself. University of Arizona was one of them. I heard back from them by the end of that month. I got a conditional acceptance because I hadn't submitted my Duolingo English test scores. So I submitted those, and then I got an acceptance with the highest merit award. And then I also heard back from all the other universities that I had applied to. I got into a bunch of them, but this was where I got the most scholarship and it was the most financially viable option, and that's why I decided to come here. There was no other thought process behind it really. It was one of my safety schools. I knew I would get into this university. But then yeah, I accepted their offer. They sent me this document called the I-20, which was required to apply for a visa. I applied for my visa, I got the visa, and then I packed my bags and got here, and it has been great ever since. But throughout this entire process, I'm so thankful to my family because they supported me. And when I mentioned that I was going to study abroad, it was obviously a shock, right? Because why would you send someone halfway across the world after their 12th grade when you know no one there? And then also to my school, because no one, as I said, from my city goes to the US after the 12th grade, and it was all very new for them, you know, giving the letters of recommendation. I asked them to submit some fee waiver form for me through Common App so that I could apply to these universities. Oh, I also applied to all these universities for free. I didn't spend $1 on the applications. But yeah, that was my journey from my high school to how I got here. And if you need any more videos about any part of this process, please let me know down in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys stay tuned and see me in the next video. Bye.